Hello and welcome to another update video about Bonk. So Bonk is still in this downtrend. At least we haven't seen any significant signal that a low has formed here at the moment. So we have off the October low still a potential 5-wave move to the upside. That makes it indeed potentially interesting in a wave 2 pullback. However, we have to consider that the standard support zone still would allow for a drop into the region between 60% and, yeah, believe it or not, 97%, even though that would be quite a deep pullback. Actually, no, on the log chart, I don't want the 88.7 Fib level, but you get the points that I want to make, hopefully. The idea is that, yeah, this is a wave 2 pullback after we have completed 5 waves to the upside. It's a pretty nice impulse, I have to say, on this Bonk chart. The only thing is that don't necessarily assume that the price will hit this yellow support area. Problem on this chart is that, yeah, you know, we have 5 waves up and the move down isn't really, we can really it's very difficult to recognize any meaningful subwave structure here. Absolutely, extremely difficult. So I see it just as a wave 2, and maybe we get a little bit more clarity if we get a little bit more price action that gives us a clearer structure. I mean, this looks like a 3-wave move down at the moment, but honestly, difficult to say what exactly the microstructure is. It would just be, I don't want to say a guess, it would be an educated guess. The thing is, best I could do, I mean, it's not clear. I think that's probably how I should call it. Best I can do would be to call this an A wave. This would be a B wave. And then the C wave is basically unfolding. And typically a C wave has to be a 5-wave pattern. So best I can do is to say, if we want to look at the microstructure, this could be a 1, a 2, a 3, possibly triangle forming, and then a wave 5 down. But the problem with these microstructures on a chart like this, it's just that they give you a false sense of certainty, because this chart is, this microstructure isn't reliable at all at the moment. Not like that, okay? But yeah, I mean, it might be forming here some kind of a triangle, so pay some attention maybe to this triangle and a potential breakout. So ideally, it would give us another low here, at least if we look at the structure. But again, it's not super reliable, this structure. So anyway, the idea is that we could still come down lower. There is no indication, no confirmation at all that a low has formed already. A break above what I have labeled as wave 2 high, which is here at around, oh dear, you've got 4 zeros there and then 202078, yeah. Anyway, this wave 2 high, that could be a first indication that a low has formed. And bear in mind, this chart has already dropped round about 63% from the high. The chart shows there is still potential for further downside. The next major support level is here, where this red line is located at 95415. And below that level, it would open the door to get to the yellow box. I mentioned to you in the last update that this might be a chart where we have to use a combination of the linear chart and the logarithmic chart. On the linear chart, we have already reached the yellow box anyway. And you see, we are already quite deep in the yellow support region. So typically, however, also here, when a crypto makes a run up like that, typically the pullback is quite deep. So I would still like to see it a little lower. But it doesn't necessarily mean, that's what I want to visualize, that we have to, back to the log chart, that we have to get to the yellow box, okay? So please consider that. If we simply use Fibonacci projections, you get absolute moon targets up there. I have to warn that these moon targets, when we talk about altcoins, they often don't get realized. So don't pay too much attention. Also in terms of market cap, I think it's quite unrealistic. But if I strictly use the projections, it could take it to 1.6 cents. I don't know. You know, this is obviously from a market cap point of view completely unrealistic. So I don't expect it to get there. But even if it carries on like that, you know, and you know, you don't even know how long that takes, right? And these projections, they are only needed really to get to some microstructures later when the move up has started. First of all, we need to see if support holds. Then we need to see if a first smaller impulse to the upside forms from the lows and so on. So there's much more work to do. And yeah, we'll see where it takes us. So eventually, these altcoins often fail along the way and die. So we'll see. Have to take it level by level. But for now, you know, what do we see? We can only focus on the present. We see a 5-wave move to the upside and potentially a corrective pullback. And we have a very well-defined support area, even though on the log chart it's a bit far away. So, you know, as I said, maybe we need to use a combination of linear and log. And I don't think it will necessarily reach that support area here on the log chart, okay? But pay attention to that red support line there, the structural support. Okay, that's my update about Bonk. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.